Hey, so in this video, we'll looking at how to create programmatic SEO website using Eleventy and Google Sheets. So this is on the website of Eleventy. We will be looking at the documentation from here, and this is a sample Google Sheets that I have created for this project. And for this, we'll also be using a minimal CSS framework called Pico CSS. So let's directly move to it. Let me create a folder called like PSEO 11T. Yeah, so this is Visual Studio Code opened in that folder, and let's directly start by writing the commands. So first of all, let's see what 11T suggests. Yeah, we have created the document like directory, and we can now start with installing 11T. So first of all, like we'll create a package.json file by typing npm init y. So it creates a JSON file, and now this is how you install L1T. I'll just copy paste the command, and it will install within like 10-20 seconds. After that, this is the command to start serving the like this folder uh, as a local web server. So let's copy that, and yeah, it's installed. Let's serve it. So it says that the server is running at localhost 8080. So I'll visit. Yeah, it says cannot get anything because there is not anything that it can get. So let's start with creating a simple index.html file. I'll add some HTML boilerplate. Yeah, let's call it home, and let's create a like yeah an h1 title home. I can also create some sample content, uh, lorem ipsum. Yeah, you can see that the like okay, you can see that the content is being shown on localhost 8080 here, but it's not well formatted. So and there comes Pico CSS. We can like there are several ways to use Pico CSS. You can download this file and which has a bunch of CSS files, and you can use this file like you can keep it inside your CSS folder and then link to your HTML via this. But we'll be using it from CDN. So this is the CDN link. I'll just add the CDN link here, and as soon as I click save, you can see in the left that it will start working. So this is how simple Pico CSS is. And if we go through the documentation, yeah, they also have navs. So we can add a simple navigation here, a header. Mm, okay, yeah, let's call it PSCO example. And the first link can be home, the second can be about, and for now this is home and this is about. Let's save it and see how it looks. Okay, so we have a button and then two navigation links and then the brand name. So since everything is like there are not contained, so we will actually directly contain the body itself. So we'll add a class called container, and you can see that everything is now contained. Actually, you can find all these information right here. Themes, mm, containers. Yeah. So like you can add the container inside main tags, or Yeah, I think it's, of course, it's a best practice to add the container inside main tag. So I add a main tag here. Okay. Let me indent this, and yeah, mm, everything is still contained, which is great. I'll remove the button. Actually, I don't need the button in the header, so yeah, looks good. But the problem is, if you have to create another, uh, like let's say I have to create about. So for that, what I'll have to do is I'll have to copy everything, then create another uh, like file called about.html, and then paste everything, and maybe change the, like, let's about, and the title can also be about. So now the about file is created, but it's not a good practice that you can like copy paste everything all the time whenever you have to create new files. So for that, Eleventy has layouts. So you can and everything is mentioned like in the documentation. I don't know where it can be, but yeah, yeah, layouts. So it says that you can create a folder called includes, and you can keep all the repeated code which is being repeated on all the pages inside a file, like a layout file, and then use that every time. So we are going to do that. Let's create a new folder called underscore includes, and inside includes folder I'll create a layout file called base.html. And for now, let's delete the about.html file, and let's copy the repeated code which is going to be repeated on all the pages from index. In fact, let's copy everything from index.html and paste inside base.html. So yeah, and yeah, it's all good. So let me delete, and now you can use variables which it will pull from the front matter of the markdown file. So instead of HTML, we can make it index.markdown, and let's delete everything from here. And this is the front matter. Title can be home for the home page, maybe home page, and then we can have layout as base.html. This is the layout that we will be using, and let's save it for now. Okay, so the title can be like directly title can be title, which will come from the front matter of the index file, and it can also be the same as title, and the content can be written as content. So yeah, it might be a bit confusing, but let me go to, so it says home page, but since there is no content inside the index.html file, it's empty. So let me copy something. Yeah, whatever you put here, like you can have like in the Markdown format, you can have heading H2 one heading, or maybe list items. Whatever you put here, as soon as you save, everything is appearing here. And now if you like, you now have to create a about page, so you can just create another about.markdown file, and you don't have to repeat all the code. You just have to write the title as maybe about us, and then layout, specify the layout. That you can have multiple layouts actually. uh, So in this case, we are using base.html. So just mention base.html, and yeah, you have the about page. Let's click on about, and you have the about page. You can see that about us is like visible here, and also as h1. And there you have a simple elementary website, like a functional website. So let's now move to how you can import the Google Sheets data from Eleventy, like from Google Sheets to your Eleventy website and create multiple pages. For example, this Google Sheets has like 9 rows of data. So now I want to create nine like different pages by using Eleventy. So for that, if you look at the like documentation of Eleventy, it says somewhere like create pages from data. Yeah. So either you can have the data in a simple JSON format, or you can have like you can even import the data right from like API and all. So for that, for this we are going to use fetch. Yeah, we are going to use this L1T fetch, and yeah, this is how you install L1T fetch to your project. So I'll just copy the command. It will be installed, and after that we will have to create uh, let me close all this. We'll have to create a simple folder called underscore data, and inside underscore data we'll create a file called, since we are like the Google Sheets is about tools, so let me create a file which will simply be called tools tools.js. Okay, so now sometimes I might need to look at my notes on the second screen as I'm not a programmer and I forget things. So, okay, yeah, it's simple. So, like, uh, oh, my bad. I think actually, first of all, we'll have to write the script which convert this Google file into a JSON file. So, uh, I have already have the script. So, I'll just copy the script from here and delete all the existing one and paste it here. So what this script does is it converts all the like columns and rows as a JSON file, and then you can deploy the like as URL, and then you can access the URL inside your Ubuntu project. So let me name it just tools and save it. Run it for the first time because it will ask for some permissions. So, okay, yeah, review permissions. So I'll just allow for everything. It asks that it like see, edit, create, and delete all your Google Sheet spreadsheet. This will have like permission to do all this. So yeah, of course, the script is nothing, no problem. Yeah, so you will see this error because this script is not meant to do this. You'll just have to like verify, authorize everything, and then click here on new deployments. So deploy it as web app. Name anything, maybe tools JSON, and you will have to keep me like your email address will be shown here, and then you'll have to make it anyone. So and click deploy. It will just take a few seconds. Okay, yeah, of course. It will also ask you to authorize. I think the earlier authorization that we did was not required. I'm not sure, but you can test it out. And as soon as you authorize this deployment, you will have a URL. And now you can, if you visit the URL in your web browser, this is how it's going to be. Oh, okay, okay. So actually the problem is it says that get sheet by name. So in this case, the sheet name is sheet 1. And since I copy pasted the script from my older project, it's named overview. So I'll just make it sheet 1. Okay. Now, like I might need to redeploy or let me reload. Okay. Reloading is not working. So I'll have to manage deployment, and let's archive this one and we can redeploy. Mm, tools, JSON, maybe like version 2. Yeah, anyone, click deploy and it should now work. So this is the URL and let's visit the new URL in the browser. Yeah, so as you can see that everything is like being shown as JSON. If you copy all these things and go to a JSON formatter, JSON, like JSON viewer, like some online, yeah, online JSON viewer. Okay, I just pasted my code and click format. So now if it formatted, you can see that the name is the tool name, the tool title, meta description, everything is coming. For example, similarly, the second tool, the third tool, the fourth tool. So yeah, it's coming. So now you just need the URL that I copied earlier from here. And now let's move to the 11T. So let me look at the code. For this, you need 11T fetch, which I have already installed, as you can see here. npm install 11T-fetch. So now let's, I'm just like, instead of typing, I'll just copy paste the existing code that I have inside my older projects. Okay. So this is a script, and here you'll have to put the URL that you have copied from the deployment. So for example, the v2, you just copy the URL and put here. Just click save, and yeah, it's ready. If you start the server again, it will create a like it says the duration is 1 day, so it will create a cache. It will save all the JSON data that comes inside cache for 1 day, which is good. So yeah, okay. Let me start the server. You can see a .cache folder will appear. Yeah, .cache, and all the data is, everything is here. So now you have to create the individual tool page. There will be two things that we have to create now. The individual tool page, which will be where will be all the, like, the tool name in the heading, and then uh, the description and maybe images. We can also show the images and all everything. So first, let's create the single tool page. Then we'll create the tool listing page where all the tools will be listed. So tool detail. Yeah, let's call it tool detail.md. Yeah, it can be in the Markdown format itself. So let me look at my notes, and yeah. So first of all, create the front matter, and all these things that I'm doing is available in detail in the 11T documentation. I'll not be going through all the documentation all the time, but yeah, you can refer to if you want. So first you have to create the pagination like this. and then data. So data is, you just have to mention the data file name. You don't even have to write .js, just write tools. So the data is coming from, for this page, the data is coming from tools.js, and then size is 1 because you are going to show only one. This is a tool detail page, so you are, for this page you have to show only one like the page. So the size will be 1, and then you can have alias. So alias will be like, you don't always have to mention this by tools. You can write a smaller name or maybe a singular name. For in this case, we can write alias is tool, and then you add all pages to collections. So is true. Eleventy relies heavily on collections. All the posts, blog posts, are a kind of collection. So this will also a kind of collection, and the collection name will depend on the tag name. So we can mention tags. So in this case, like tags can be tools, and then layout. Yeah. So the layout can be, let's use the same layout. We'll not be creating another layout, base.html. And then, yeah, permalink, how you want your permalink to appear. So, like, let's come to the website. So, like, you can have your tool detail page as maybe XYZ, something like this, or like slash tools slash XYZ, or some maybe some other tool like ABC or something like that. You can also have, like, you can also have like this, your homepage and then directly XYZ. But in this case, let's like create the permalink as slash tool and then slash the tool name. So for that, we will have to use, like, since the default templating language is Liquid, as you can see in the terminal here. Um, okay, so since we are, like, the alias is defined as tool, so now we can call the title from the data as tool, and what was the name? Okay, name and title, two things are there. So let's call it title. Yeah, yeah, good. So tool dot title, and and then the filter is Slugify. It's called, it automatically converts your title from, it will be too long, I think. So tool dot name will be better. So if you keep tool dot name, then the URL will be your homepage slash tool slash Microsoft dash designer. In this case, the clip drop. In this case, rows. But if you put the, like, I was thinking of, initially I was thinking of putting this. So in that case, the slug will be too long. So yeah, the permalink is created, and you can add a trailing slash after that. And yeah, you also need to mention the template engine override. Since we are using Markdown and Liquid for template, like default templating is language is Liquid. So we can just mention Markdown and Liquid, and then it should start working by now. Like if I show you, see, uh, the title, the title can be like tool dot name, and then tool dot sort. Let me, I don't know if it will work or not, but tool slash rows. Okay, object. I'm sure this is happening because it's unable to. Okay, I think we might need to use Elementy computed for this. Well, this is another thing that I don't know about, but after like experimenting a lot, I came to know that you like for some things that like you will have to use Elementy computed. So yeah, now you see the title is being fetched here, and the short description is not being fetched. I think in the Google Sheets, these spaces might be causing problems. So let me first remove all the spaces from all the header names. Okay. So once, even if I remove the spaces, it will not be updated since the data is saved inside like this cache file. So I'll have to clear the cache file, and then I have to like it will again recreate the cache. Yeah, now you see that the spaces were like causing problems. So I might have needed to add the like short description name inside quotes or something. But now it's working, so yeah, fine. And anything. So this is the short description which is being fetched from here. This is the short description. And you can have use cases. So if I want to show use cases here, let's show the image. I also have a screenshot of all the tools. It's called a screenshot. So in Markdown, this is how you add images. Like the URL, a screenshot URL will the URL will be here, image URL. So in this case, tool dot a screenshot. This should work actually. Yeah, as you can see that the images are being shown on the page. And after that, here you can add the alt text. So for alt text, I can only like let me add tool dot name, tool dot title. So if you check the alt text of the image, it says rows the encrypted spreadsheet for efficient team collaboration. And where is it? Yeah, rows the enhanced spreadsheet for efficient team collaboration, and it's the same being shown here. So this is how Markdown works, and you can keep showing all the data you want. For example, let me show this use cases. Like so, I'll just add use cases for and then tool dot name. Yeah, like you can see below that it's coming as use cases for two. Like there is a heading S2 for rows, and mm, so it tool dot use cases. It's not coming. I think the use cases is written like this. Yeah, now I can see that the HTML list, the data was in HTML list format, the unordered list, and it is now being fetched as like this. You can have anything. All the data from your Google Sheets is now available as JSON, and you can like look at anything. And not just for rows. Like what were other tools? Let me show you for uh, clip drop. So let's go to clip drop. So it will also be showing for clip drop as well. So now you have all the pages, all the nine like we had. yeah, nine like rows. So we have 9 pages. Now let's create the, what do I say, the listing page, which is also important. So for listing page, like for this, I created tool detail.markdown. And for listing, I'll just create tool.markdown, tool.md. And let me go through my notes. And again, yeah, let me add the front matter. So first mention the layout as base.html, and then title. So the tool listing, which will be this page. This is right now it's blank because I have not mentioned the title. So maybe let's name it cool tools. Yeah. Now as soon as I like saved, it started appearing cool tools, cool tools. Now here is a collection of some cool tools that you can use, and there's a text. And for pagination, you can have like you will need to add the pagination in the front matter. So this is how we added pagination last time, and this time also data data. So where will, like, what will you be paginating? So in this case we will be paginating this like collection called tags, because we have added all the pages to collection, and the collection name is tools. So in this case we'll be like mentioning to collections dot tools, and the size will be, let's say on one page we only want to show three tools. And again alias can be like tools. So yeah, and the pagination is created. Now let's uh, like we have to loop through all the pages that we have in the tools collection. So for that we will be using the liquid templating language again. So for that, this is the format that is used. So for tool, inside tools, since the alias is tools, so we'll have to like for tool. So we are yeah, for tool in uh, tools. For tool in tools, we can fetch the title here. I think okay, tool dot data. Yeah. So tool dot data dot title, and let me end the loop, and for, yeah, you can say that all the tool headings are being shown here. So now it's up to you how you want to like do this. For example, let me wrap this into H3, the tool headings. So now all the tool headings are being shown as H3. Now what we can do, like, yeah, we can have link to click on the tools. For example, let me add the a tag, and then it will also be, the URL will also be dynamic as tool dot URL. Yeah, it's called URL. Now you can see that it's linked. As soon as you click on, yeah, clip drop, it's a link. Let's go to home page, then again go to tool tool page, and like everything is coming. Okay, so you might need to how about we use some card to make it look good? Yeah, in Pico CSS, if you wrap any element inside article tag, it will be shown as card like this. So let me add these inside article tag. So article and then article. Let me new line. Yeah, everything is now being shown as cards, and you might also show the like this meta description here, but for that you'll have to add the meta description inside Eleventy computed. For example, let me add description as tool dot, and the short description was like meta description. It's called meta description. I'll just copy and paste here. So now this meta description is like Elementy is computing this meta description as DESC, which can now be accessible like anywhere. Like I can access the meta description here. Maybe I can add a p tag, paragraph tag, and then mention the like description here. For example, what was it? Tool dot data dot description, and it should be shown. Okay, so I don't know why. Okay, yeah. This is the problem. So H3 is not closed. I need to add this slash here. Yeah, now you can see that your like description is being meta description is also being shown here. You can also add buttons, and which is like super easy to add buttons here. You just have to add a role button. So I'll just copy this. Let me add like a quick button. So the link will be dynamic, which will be the same as here, tool.url, and the button link can say explore. And let me save it. Yeah, we now have a button. Even if you click on the button, it will go here. So it's all working. Now, next thing that we have to work on is the pagination. Like the pagination is there. Like if you go /1, then the next list of tools will be shown. If you go /2, the next will be shown. But you have to uh, what do I say? You need to like so. Let me show you. Yeah, you need some pagination thing, for example, next and previous buttons here. So for that, Eleventy also has already has like pagination thing. For example, I'll just copy the pagination from my previous project. Yeah, you just need this. This is a comment, so we can remove that. Yeah, you just need this. You can see that the pagination is like being shown. The next, in fact, let's write the next and previous here. Yeah, you have next, and when there are no next item available, then the next will disappear. You have previous, and then no previous available, then previous will disappear. So the best practice is like I have seen somewhere in groups that they suggest you to add everything inside a div block so that it knows that like the pagination thing knows that what is it is paginating through. So it's a good practice as I have seen in the document, like somewhere in like groups or something. Yeah. So there you have it. You have a successful website. Like let me add the link to homepage. So this is homepage. Uh, okay. Let's add a card on the homepage. Article. Mm, Let me add H3 and H3. Explore cool tools and then some like paragraphing. Uh, Click, click. Yeah, so like we just created a simple card that will be on the home page, and then let's create a button. A simple button called go to tools, and it will be as the page is tool, not tools, I think. Yeah, it's tool. So okay, I need to add role as button. Yeah, so you just click here, you came to the tool page, and you came to the home page, then tools page, you can go next. You can click on here or the button. For example, I clicked on this. There is a like a screenshot and the short description and then use cases. So there you have it. You have a fully functioning like programmatic SEO website by using Eleventy and Google data from Google Sheets. If you see the sites folder, then you will find that uh, yeah, you will find that there are separate index.html pages for all the tools that you have inside Google Sheets. So yeah, it is how it works. So I think that's it for video, and maybe in the next video I will be showing you how you can fetch data from Airtable API and then create all these pages. So stay tuned and bye for now.